Master, welcome home.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Come, children. Wake up, Frou-Frou.
Hello, Pompey.
Welcome home, Mademoiselle Louise.
Hello, Aunt Suzanne.
My, how this child done grown. When she went away to that great big old Europe place, she didn't come no hide in my shoulder, but where's the baby?
There she is.
Hello. Is this New Orleans?
New Orleans.
This is the plantation. We're home, Frou-Frou.
But where's New Orleans?
New Orleans is where we left the ship, hours ago.
I didn't see it.
Of course you didn't, sleepyhead. Papa had to carry you ashore and put you in the coach because you wouldn't wake up.
Where are the parrots, Harry? Yes, there used to be lots of parrots.
No, Mademoiselle, there never were but one parrot.
Really? I thought there would be at least a dozen to say, welcome home, Louise, welcome home, Frou-Frou.
Well, Pompey, what's new?
Well, let me see now. The parish jury is meeting tomorrow.
Oh.
Yes, everything's just the same. But there used to be a mirror on that wall.
I reckon you didn't remember, but it fell down and busted in a big storm the night your mama died.
Oh.
Why, these stairs aren't steep at all. And I remembered them as being so high.
That's because you were so little.
Well, good night, children.
Good night, Papa.
Good night, Papa.
Good night, darlings. Sleep well.
Oh, I like this.
My gracious, but she talks fine.
Of course she does. You know she's been in Europe ever since she could talk anything.
What is this for?
To keep out flies and mosquitoes.
Well, there might be some sense in that. But what I want to know is when are we going to New Orleans?
Oh, not soon. Papa's been away 4 months fetching us. He'll be needed here.
What a pity. Where shall we show ourselves in all our pretty dresses? And how shall we ever find a husband?
Oh. So you want a husband, Mademoiselle Frou-Frou?
Above everything, Mademoiselle Louise. And you? Dare to look me in the eye and tell me you don't want a husband, too.
Well, not just any husband.
My word. Do you think I want just any husband? Oh, no. My husband must like to dance, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, and like to ride, and buy me jewels, and make me laugh, and let me do exactly as I please.
Oh, don't listen to her, Suzanne. She's not half so silly as she sounds.
What's being silly in loving a man who pleases one in every way? Besides, loving isn't so difficult. I love everyone.
Lordy, listen to that. Hear that fine silk rustle. Just like leaves are blowing and water running.
That's why we call her Frou-Frou. You can always hear the sound of rustling silk wherever she is, for she's never still except when she's asleep. You're not asleep now, are you, darling?
She is.
Yes. We'll undress her.
Hello.
Frou-Frou, aren't you going to wake up long enough to say your prayer?
No. You sing for me.
Listen, the little mademoiselle's coming. I seen her. Hear them silk skirts a swishing? Lordy, how I love that sound.
Bonjour, all of you.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
I don't remember your name, but I'm glad to see you. My sister and I have presents for all of you.
That's good.
But we must get acquainted first. What is your name?
My name's Therese, ma'am.
And yours?
My name's Marie.
And yours?
My name is Marie, too. I'm Yellow Marie, and hers Brown Marie.
Oh, and yours?
Yvonne, mademoiselle.
And yours?
Marguerite.
And yours?
Agatha.
Now I know you. It's you? What's yours?
I ain't got none, mademoiselle.
No name?
No. They just calls me Pick, short for Pickaninny.
Pick? That's good.
And please, mademoiselle, I wishes...
Yes? What?
I wishes I could be your own particular darky.
You do you? Well, then you shall be. But if you are going to belong to me, you've got to wear shoes and stockings.
Shoes and stockings?
Yes.
Oh, me, oh,
Honey, your papa and Mademoiselle Louise is starting for the jury meeting and wants to know if you wants to go, too.
Jury meeting? Why should anyone go to a thing like that?
There's always lots of gentlemen from New Orleans there.
Gentlemen from New Orleans? Oh, that's good. That's splendid. That's perfect. I'll go. Come.
The facts are these. Once or twice a year, as you know, herds of wild horses are brought from over the border to be sold. Madame Valère has had 5 slaves, each a young girl, mysteriously disappear on 5 separate occasions with the departure of these horse dealers. But having no proof, she made no complaint until...
This is talk. Nothing but talk. We know nothing about no black girls.
Head off in the court.
Until a witness was found recently, whose testimony will convict these particular men not only of slave stealing, but also of...
One moment, please. Welcome home, Monsieur Brigand. Welcome home, mademoiselle. Will you sit here? And may I offer my chair to mademoiselle?
Thank you, monsieur.
Nice to see you back, sir.
Hi, George. Thank you.
Who's that?
That's Monsieur Georges Sartoris. You wouldn't remember him.
Oh, yes. That is the boy you always liked.
Proceed, Mr. Sartoris.
A new witness, whose testimony will convict these men not only of slave stealing, but also of murder. Bring the witness, officer. Don't be afraid, Rose. Quick, Rose. Which one of those men killed your child?
To as neat a shot as ever dropped a villain.
A little killing like that always gives me an appetite. To Georges Sartoris.
Thank you, but I'll give you a better toast. To Judge Rondell, our next senator from Louisiana.
I thought dinner was always at 2 o'clock on the dot in this house.
It is, madame. But Gilbert is late, as usual.
Master said the gentleman is getting hungry, and Mademoiselle Gilbert is to come right on down.
All right. All right, all right. But that means this one is more becoming.
It do rustle louder.
That settles it. I'll change again.
Of course, I remembered you at once. I even have a little coral pin you gave me when I was 7.
And didn't you in return promise to marry me when you grew up?
Oh, monsieur, but you promised to wait for me.
Well, haven't I, mademoiselle?
Oh.
I'm sorry I'm late. Please, don't get up, anybody. Forgive me, Papa. Forgive me, Madame. Bonjour, mon père.
Your place is there, Gilbert.
You're angry, Papa? He's always angry when he calls me Gilbert. What an honor to sit next to a gentleman who has just killed a man.
Thank you, mademoiselle.
I hope your wound isn't very bad.
No, it's nothing.
I suppose you've been wounded often in duels.
I've never fought a duel, mademoiselle.
No duel?
No, Monsieur Georges has something better to do. He leaves the duels to idle young men like my son Andre.
Where's your son, Madame?
In New Orleans, where he finds company that suits him better than his mother's.
New Orleans. Even in France, everyone speaks about New Orleans.
Why I go to the table, I don't know. For 2 days, I've not eaten a thimbleful on account of this tooth.
Why don't you go down to New Orleans and have it attended to?
Oh, if it gets worse, my blacksmith will take it out with a hot wire.
No, come now. Dr. Poulin's the man to take that tooth out, not your blacksmith. Why not go down tomorrow?
Oh, how I envy you, Madame.
You envy me, mademoiselle, because my tooth aches?
No, but because you can go to New Orleans to have it out. New Orleans, where flowers bloom all the year, and it's fun even to walk over the streets. Oh, how I wish I could go to New Orleans. I have a toothache too, Papa.
Oh, we are somewhere. There's a church.
That's the chapel of St. Catherine. Oh, is that the church you told me about? Where everybody goes to pray for her husband?
Yes.
I heard it at St. Catherine. Ain't nothing she can't do from healing what ails you to finding your husband. I aims to burn a candle to him myself.
Pa and I will find your husband when the time comes.
But it ain't a husband I wants, Mamselle. It's the kinks took out of my hair.
Oh.
Fill up. Just listen.
Something's going on.
It's a party. We're just in time. Shall we go up and put on our party dresses, or shall we go in the way we are?
You'll neither change your dress nor go in as you are, mademoiselle. We start back early tomorrow morning.
Start back. Oh, madame.
Back. Find someone to take care of us. And Monsieur Andre is not to be informed.
Yes.
If I only could go down for a few minutes. Now we won't even get to ask St. Catherine nothing.
But I want to have a husband. No girl has any fun until she's married. I must burn a candle to St. Catherine.
Tonight? Now? Why not? Even Madame Valère couldn't find any fault with us for going to church. You ain't going to wear that dress to church, is you, Missy? Why not?
Take these. I'm going to watch for a minute and take some water upstairs if you can find any. I'm thirsty.
I do not sing flat.
Then you don't sing flat. It only sounds like it.
And I am not 28.
Then you're not 28. You only look 38.
Oh, the things I could tell about you.
Oh, certainly. You've always been a good liar.
Here, lady.
Can't somebody stop those women fighting?
Why? They're the best of friends. They like fighting as well as talking. There, you see, the danger's over. Where have you been all evening?
Have you really noticed me before?
Of course, of course. And whenever I looked for you, you weren't there. Thirsty?
Thank you.
I'm trying to remember your name.
Isn't that funny? I'm trying to remember yours.
Oh, really? Well, suppose you tell me yours again.
If I do, will you dance with me twice around the room?
You want to dance?
Yes,
Splendid.
but only for a moment, then I must go.
You haven't told me your name yet.
Foo-foo.
Frou-Frou. That's not a name.
It's my name.
Well, is that the only name I'm to know?
Yes. Will you remember it?
I can never forget it.
And now your name.
Why? Since you'll only forget it.
Oh, no. I will always remember the name of the gentleman with such a pleasure to dance with.
Well then, Frou-Frou, I'm the man who's giving the party.
You're Monsieur Valère? André Valère?
Right. Now we know each other.
I must go now. Goodbye. I must go, I say.
Where? I'll take you.
Upstairs to bed.
Lordy. Pig. Where's Mademoiselle Frou-Frou? Ain't she here? Frou-Frou? Pig, what are you doing up and dressed? I and Mademoiselle Frou-Frou got hungry. Your bed. Where have you been?
To church. What fun.
That's right, Mademoiselle. We've just been to church.
Frou-Frou,
What's that?
stop teasing and let me in.
It's disgraceful. Disgraceful? I'll call Madame
No,
Valère.
no, it's just fun.
Fun? But a girl's whole future may be ruined by what you call fun.
That's right, Missy. And Suzanne always says our lady's like a postage stamp. The minute she got a black mark on her, she ain't no good no more to nobody.
Very well, my dear. Where there's a will, there's a way.
What is all this hubbub?
Mama, what a surprise. I was just looking for you. How perfectly splendid you look.
Now try and be patient, George. That pain may mean blood poisoning. And there's nothing you can do but obey the doctor. And keep quiet until the danger's past. My daughters will help Suzanne nurse you.
I thought they were in New Orleans.
No, they're back.
With the compliments of Mademoiselle Louise.
That is the room the gentleman's in.
I'm sorry, but Monsieur Sartoris isn't to have any visitors today.
Well, then I'll come another time.
Who shall I say called?
André Valère.
This here's Mademoiselle Frou-Frou's sister.
Mademoiselle,
Monsieur,
I am to be scolded, and I deserve it, but...
your conduct was not that of a gentleman the other night, Monsieur.
I know it, but...
But it must be in the future, if you're to be received in this house. Please understand that.
Oh, I do, and it will be.
You promise that, then? On your honor?
On my honor. Good morning, mademoiselle.
Monsieur Valère's up there talking to Mademoiselle Louise.
Monsieur Valère?
Mademoiselle.
You have a long face, monsieur.
And a bad conscience.
Oh. My sister says I should have one, too. But I'm not sorry I went to your party the other night.
I, however, am very sorry that I didn't know who you were, and that I was not quite myself. 1,000 apologies. Good morning.
Monsieur Valère! I consider what happened entirely my own fault. And I hope you'll forgive me.
Thank you, Mademoiselle Frou-Frou.
You better not call me that. I'm Frou-Frou only to my family.
What a pity. The name suits you.
I think so, too.
I'll remember and say good morning, Mademoiselle Gilbert. Do you, ride often?
That depends.
Perhaps I'll see you sometime.
Perhaps.
A touch of blood poisoning from that little knife wound has kept me in bed for a month. But feeling as I do that our country is destined to be one of the greatest in the world... Does that mean France or America, Monsieur Georges?
America, of course.
Oh, but you can't really believe that.
You'll see. No, you and I may not see it. But our children, if we ever have any, will.
I don't like that sort of talk, monsieur.
Oh, politics bores you?
It ain't the politics. That's just foolishness. Ain't no call for you to talk to my young missy about y'all's children before there's even talk about a wedding.
Suzanne!
Get on with your letter writing, mademoiselle. You ain't here to visit with the gentleman.
Oh, first, have I your permission to ask the young lady a question, Madame Suzanne?
Before I says yes and before I says no, I got to know just what the question is.
I want to know if she's going to marry the Count de La Rochelle.
Good heavens, no.
Who's that?
A certain French nobleman, who rumor says was at her feet in Paris.
But such an idea never entered my head.
Hello. We've come to bring you some presents.
We found this peddler fellow on the road, and Mademoiselle thought perhaps he and his small companion here might amuse you.
Well, you might have chosen a better time. The mailboy's waiting for these letters.
Oh, one can write letters any time. Look, Monsieur George, what I bought for you. This rosary. The men swears the beads are real tortoiseshell and the chain gold.
Yes, very, very fine.
Thank you very much, Mademoiselle.
And this beautiful tortoiseshell comb is for you, because you have the most beautiful hair in the world. Look.
Oh, thank you.
Thank Monsieur André. He paid for it. I didn't have any money.
Oh, well, it's very handsome, but I'm afraid it's much too expensive a gift for me to receive from a gentleman. I'm sure your mother would like it.
Yes, very, very fine. Real tortoise shell.
I wanted to have this thing, but he won't sell it.
No, mademoiselle. Me no sell a joker. No.
Now you must play for Monsieur Sartorius. Look, Monsieur George.
Hello, Mama.
Huh?
Busy?
I'm always busy. He who wastes moments wastes money.
Accounts?
You see, you need all I can make and save for you, as you know.
Mama,
Yes?
I'm going to reform.
It's time.
I want to get married.
Step outside, Jean. Gilbert?
Of course.
Yes. Of course, you'd have to choose the flighty one. I wish to have been the sensible one. I could have found no fault with her.
I'll find none with frou-frou, Mama.
I'll find none if she makes you happy, my son.
I'm going to ask her father if I may speak to her tonight at her party.
Time to read the evening prayers to our black people. We believe that the most secret thoughts of our hearts are known, and we offer this night the tribute of our respect and love.
Fetch me some cognac.
Yes, monsieur, but you take it easy till the party starts.
Alone, Monsieur George.
Yes, mademoiselle.
Do you or do you not like this dress?
Isn't it perfect?
I have another one that might be better.
No, keep that on.
I will. What a comfort to have important matters decided by a gentleman. Thank you, Monsieur George.
Thank you.
Oh, there was something else. Oh, yes, this bracelet. I can't fasten it in piquant, can you?
Well, I can try. The lock sprung a little. There.
Now I know I will have success in this dress tonight.
Has Monsieur Brigard gone down yet?
Yes, monsieur. Master's in his study, just waiting for the guests to start getting here.
All your dresses done got too big running your legs off for that Monsieur George.
Don't fuss. If it's too big, pin it. No.
My gracious, if I hadn't heard every word that passed between you two, I think he'd already popped the question.
Well, perhaps he would have if you'd not been all eyes and ears every moment.
I'm going to be all eyes and ears until you two jumps the broomstick, child.
Well, you'll not be tonight. At least he'll be able to say a few words to me alone. before he goes tomorrow.
I hope there's the words you've been waiting for, honey.
Oh, they are. Oh, what have I done to deserve him, Suzanne? What has any woman done to deserve such a man?
You've been good and sweet, Pet. Hold still to need another pen. You're good and sweet and nice, and that's enough for any man. Now, go down and show him your pretty self.
Oh, Pompey, has Monsieur Sartoris come down?
Yes, mademoiselle. Him's in there with Massa, but I wouldn't disrupt him yet a while.
Oh, Louise, wait. There's something I want to say to you before anyone else comes.
No.
Yes, I've just spoken to your father, and he tells me I must speak to you.
You've spoken to Papa about...
Can't you guess? I'm in love with your sister.
Gilbert.
Didn't you know it?
No, I didn't know it.
And I thought the whole world knew it.
But why do you tell me? Why don't you tell her?
Because your father hesitates to give his consent without your approval. He seems to think that we aren't suited to each other.
Yes, I understand that. Gilbert's so frivolous. And you're so serious.
Too serious, perhaps. That's what I'm afraid of. But he says that you've decided everything for her all her life and that you're to decide this. So my fate is in your hands, dear Louise. Do say you approve.
I approve, I approve. Why, yes. Yes, why shouldn't I approve? Why, you're the very person to cure Frou-Frou of her frivolity.
But I don't want to cure her. Her frivolity is the very thing that makes her so attractive.
Shall I send her to you? I advise you to speak to her at once. You may find rivals here tonight. Everyone loves Frou-Frou, it seems.
I don't think I haven't thought of that.
Frou-Frou.
Oh, Louis, which do you like better, with this dress, the rosebuds or the gardenias?
Does it matter?
You look serious. What's happened?
Let Monsieur Georges tell you. He's waiting for you now.
Monsieur George?
Oh, what he does, Frou-Frou. Be wise for once.
Be wise? What do you mean?
He loves you. He's spoken to Papa. He wishes to marry you.
Marry me? Monsieur George? Ah, St. Catherine has done that. I prayed for her husband, and now she sends me Monsieur George.
Gilbert.
But it's all so funny. I can't get used to the idea at all. Monsieur George. Oh, Monsieur George. Who hasn't a fault to his name? Whom everybody praises to the skies, wants to marry me? Me? Frou-Frou? Well, I could understand if it would be Monsieur André. That would be different.
Perhaps. But between the two, surely you can't hesitate. Oh, Frou-Frou, even if you don't love Monsieur Georges now, you'll learn to love him when he's your husband.
Yes, I admit that ought to be easy. And I don't deny I like him very much. And it's so exciting to have such a man in love with you. And aren't you in love with him yourself?
Do you think a woman in love with a man would ask another woman to marry him?
I wouldn't. But you might.
Well, it happens, however, that he loves you and I love someone else.
Who?
The Count La Richelle, whom we met in Paris.
Oh, yes. That might be. Yes, he would be just your sort. Oh, my head's in a whirl. I don't know what to say. Yes, I would like to be married and live in New Orleans. But Monsieur André lives in New Orleans, too.
Frou-Frou, I pig you.
Well, if you are so serious, I'll be serious, too. Monsieur George, Monsieur André, Monsieur George...
Idiot. You can't leave a thing like this to chance.
Louis, do you really think Monsieur George and I could be happy together?
I think that he would be too happy with you for you not to be happy with him.
I don't know. I'm not sure. But you are so much wiser than I am, and you advise it then, huh?
Surely it's the best thing for you. And he wishes it. Yes, I advise it.
So be it. And he'll have to thank you, my darling Louis, whether he's happy or miserable. And I shall tell him so. Come.
Oh, monsieur, there's no reason for that long face. Frou-Frou has something to tell you which will make you very happy.
Mademoiselle, you really...
Yes, she'll really promise to love, honor, and obey you, monsieur. That's a great load off my mind, I can tell you. If you only knew how glad I am. Bless you. Bless you both.
Isn't that sweet? Which do you think Georgie would like better, the merry-go-round or the drum?
I don't know, my dear.
And how old did Madame Sartori say her little boy was?
4 tomorrow.
4. Perhaps he'd like this.
No, I think he likes this better.
Hello?
Monsieur Valère.
Buying presents for your son's birthday? So am I.
When did you get back from France?
This morning?
But we've heard you've decided to live in Paris.
I did. And then one day I decided to come home.
Do you know each other, Madame de Cambrai?
Of course,
Oh, yes.
very well.
I didn't see you.
I realize that.
But how did you happen to remember George's birthday?
Oh, I'm very good at remembering things. Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492. In 1803, France sold Louisiana to the United States. 5 years ago, on the 26th of this month, you were married to George Latoris. And 4 years ago, on the 8th, the son and heir was born.
One must admit you've a good memory, at least.
A good memory? Why, he's the very man we need.
Oh, she can't look at a person without putting him in a place she's getting up.
But it's for charity, dear. You do want to help, don't you, monsieur?
Are you in it?
Why, she's playing the leading part. Wouldn't you like to play her lover?
Certainly. For charity.
Maybe the little boy would like this big bear.
Oh, good. Make him do it again.
I beg your pardon, man. We didn't know you was home.
This sort of thing can't go on in the house.
Well, tell this filth to stay out of my kitchen. Then ask him what's he been doing with the Mrs. Keys. Ask him. Then ask him who's been in the wine room lapping up all your good wine.
Where are the keys?
I put them down somewhere yesterday.
Yeah, I just picked them up. They ought to be laying around.
You're perfectly right. They shouldn't. Now get back to your work, all of you. And if you can't stop this fighting, you'll all be sold, understand?
Yes, Master. Yeah, you picked them up. Yeah, you picked them up.
Oh, Peg. This is the third morning now. I haven't seen Master Georgie before going to my office. Why is that?
Well, that's Sophie. She liked to sleep late, and I reckon she ain't got him dressed yet.
Is she a good nurse?
I expect she ain't no worse than any other city trash.
Well, keep an eye on her. And the boy, too.
I tries to keep my eye up on what you wear in this house, master. But Missy too nice. That's all that's wrong here.
Yes, perhaps.
Don't get me. No. Don't get me. No, safe. Papa is safe, Ma, from the big bad bear.
Well, this child's feet are like ice, Gilbert.
Oh, put him in bed with me. They'll get warm.
Well, he should have been dressed and had his breakfast an hour ago.
Don't scold us. We won't listen.
Oh, yes, you will. There are a lot of things I want to say to you. I hope someone comes. Come in.
The theater man just give me these pictures for you, Missy.
The sketches for my costumes.
Come on now. Take him back to the nursery. Dress him yourself and give him his breakfast.
Go with Pete, darling. Give me a kiss. Now you can steady a kiss.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Now you kiss me.
Oh, Frou-Frou.
Now come. Let's look at the sketches for my costumes.
Darling, do you realize that the slaves...
In the first act, we fall in love.
The slaves are all out of hand because you don't see that they attend to their work properly.
Then sell them and buy good ones. In the
They'd
second act,
soon
we
be
run
just
away.
as spoiled.
I'm disguised as a page. Oh.
Then about Georgie.
You're not going to accuse me of neglecting Georgie.
No, but the nurse neglects him. And you spoil him.
Don't worry about Georgie. I adore him. And he adores me.
All right, then. There's something else.
What?
You bought a pair of horses yesterday.
Yes.
I've told the man I wouldn't take them.
All right. All right, all right. Let him keep them. Then you buy me diamonds instead.
No diamonds and no horses until we get back.
We're going away? Where? To Paris?
No,
Good.
No, to the southwest.
The southwest? What southwest?
Texas. New Mexico.
That wilderness? Why on earth?
Because I'm to head a commission to revise their laws. It's America's second big job of the sort. It'll make the men who do it famous.
Do you want to be famous, George?
Oh, no man objects to that.
Do you have to go?
Oh, no, of course not, but don't you understand? It's a great honor. It's important. I want to go.
You're a funny man. New Mexico and Texas. I should die.
Oh, nonsense. The commission leaves New Orleans 3 months from now.
You love me. You'll not go.
Of course I'll go.
Without me?
Without you?
Of course. What should I do in New Mexico and Texas? However, we can visit each other now and then. You come to see me and I go to see you. That'll be almost as much fun as if we weren't married.
Do you mean you'd really let me go without you?
I should miss you, of course.
As if I could leave you, Frou-Frou. When I love you as I do.
I think if you love me enough, you'll forget the whole thing. So after 5 years, you still like me a little, huh?
I'm not so sure of that.
What?
I'm not sure I like you, Frou-Frou.
Oh, you're not missing. Then the next time you tell me you love me.
No, that's quite a different thing. You can be quite sure I love you.
Then you shouldn't go to your office every morning before I awake.
And what would happen if I didn't? The whole day would be gone like this one. Don't tell me that's 11 o'clock. It is.
Papa!
Darling.
Hello.
George?
This is a surprise. Where's Louise?
Home.
Why didn't you bring her?
Well, she felt she should remain on the plantation while I was in France.
That's nonsense. She must come to us. We need her, don't we?
I'm afraid we do.
Well, go fetch her if you can, but I have an idea you can't budge her.
We will. At least George will go. I have to stay here to rehearse that play. Besides, you can argue better with her than I can. You're a lawyer.
Louise, do you remember my saying once that I'd no desire to cure Frou-Frou of her frivolity?
I remember. Well?
I didn't know what I was talking about, Louise.
Have you quarreled?
No, one doesn't quarrel with Frou-Frou. One surrenders.
But after all, what could I do?
You could at least see that little Georgie is properly cared for.
But surely Gilberte loves her child.
Oh, yes, but as a playmate. Not as a mother. Just as she loves me. But not as a wife. Louise, you're the only person who's ever had any influence over her. And I came here today to beg you to use that influence for all our sakes. Or this marriage will certainly end in disaster.
I can't believe that.
Well, I tell you it's true. It's not only the sort of women who are supposed to ruin men's lives who play the most havoc with them, Louise. It's sometimes their own wives. Perfectly virtuous, loving, toy wives.
There are so many things I could say to you. But we won't talk about it anymore now. I must think. I must be alone. Help me to see my duty clearly. Help me to do it honorably.
Here we are.
Oh, I knew George could persuade you. And here's Georgie. Yes, come. Give Aunt Louise a kiss.
No!
Oh, he'll get used to you. For now that you are here, we're going to keep you. Aren't we, George? Even if we have to lock you in. Oh, that reminds me. Give me the keys. Who has them?
I got 'em, Missy.
From now on, you are taking orders from Mademoiselle Louise. As if this were her house. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, and here are the keys to everything. You'll be more careful with them than I've ever been. I'm sure of that.
But I don't want them, Frou-Frou. Oh.
Keep them. Now let's get these things upstairs. Where are we going to put Louise?
Next to the nursery. Come.
Now you sit still and let Pig get you undressed, because if you don't, them witches will come in and get you.
Where do they live?
Oh, there's everywhere. Out there in the dark, looking in and listening. All right, keep on crying. Them witches will come in and get you sure if you don't behave yourself like a good boy and go to bed.
Pick! What has Monsieur told you about frightening this child?
Men don't know nothing about children.
Georgie, it was only playing.
Oh.
Pick! Come here. Now say, there aren't any witches, Master Georgie.
But supposing there is witches.
You say what I tell you, or I'll call Monsieur Sartoris.
And give me what?
Possibly.
There ain't no witches, Master Georgie. There ain't no witches. There ain't no witches.
Did you put Master Georgie to bed?
Well, I started to, but Mademoiselle Louise come interfering.
Don't speak of Mademoiselle Louise in that tone.
Mademoiselle Louise ain't nice like she used to be.
What is the matter with you?
She been here going on 3 weeks. And if you ain't noticed nothing, I ain't saying nothing.
I wouldn't if I were you. Give me my cloak.
She got the keys, and she got Master thinking she knows everything. Pig don't care if you hit her, 'cause Pig loves you. But Mademoiselle Louise acting like she the missy here, and Master were her man.
That'll teach you not to carry tales. And the next time you do, you will be whipped. Why are you having dinner in my sitting room instead of the dining room?
Because Louise is having all sorts of things done to the dining room. Rugs cleaned and so forth. Didn't you know?
No. But you might have told me. I'm sorry I promised to dine and go to the opera with Madame de Combray. But she wants to rehearse that play afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I might send word I'll join them later.
No. You run along. Only you're missing an awfully good dinner. Louise has taken that wild even hand. She's cooking like an angel.
I'm glad. Do you like my dress?
Hmm? Oh, yes, of course I do. But your dresses are always pretty.
Au revoir.
Good night, darling.
Is that all?
Oh, now, Frou-Frou, be good. There's no time for lovemaking tonight. You've got to go out, and I have to get through some papers. I'll put you in your carriage.
What a pretty room this is. And someone's wound the clock.
Come on, darling.
Well, go on, dear. That's your exit.
Just a moment, please, before we go on. When we come to the kiss, Madame Frou-Frou, this time I'm really going to kiss you.
Oh, no, that's not necessary.
Oh, but it is necessary.
No.
Well, I appeal to the prompter, isn't it?
Well, the book says John takes Eugenie in his arms and kisses her.
Well, you can do that at the performance.
But I need to rehearse it first.
I think we might leave the kiss go to the inspiration of the moment.
But I don't kiss by inspiration.
Well, kiss or no kiss, I don't care, but go on with your lines.
Very well, we'll have the kiss. Come on, take me in your arms.
Does this mean that you love me?
Now I know I love you, monsieur.
No.
Why? What's the matter?
We'll leave the kiss. What do I say after the kiss?
Oh, yes. You're mine until death.
You are mine until death.
Well, go on, Gilbert. Go on. What do you say?
I forgot.
George. It's 12:30. Well, don't you think it would be just as well to do your sleeping in bed?
I wish I could. What are you doing up so late?
I'm worried about you. You're getting only 4 or 5 hours rest a night. Go to bed now.
No, I'll thrash this out first. I wouldn't sleep anyway until Frou-Frou comes in.
Let me make up the room across from Gilbert's for you. Then if you close your door, you won't hear her when she comes in.
I've always waited up for her. Someone has to.
Well, naturally, the servants can take turns. Even slaves have to have their rest after being up late.
You're a sensible girl, Louise. All right. I'll leave a note for Frou-Frou explaining and saying good night.
Good night, George.
Good night, Louise.
George.
Would you like to look over the handy boys, mademoiselle?
Yes. Good. But take off your gloves until the guests arrive.
I told them that.
Get along, boys. Sit outside the pantry. And don't be tasting what's left of your asses that come from the table. Remember that.
Those go over there.
And these members I'll go here.
Oh, how lovely.
And now, if you've a minute yourself, I want it.
Oh, but I must see that Georgie gets to bed.
No, Georgie can wait. Come now. I command you to sit down and rest while I say something I've been wanting to say to you ever since you came here.
Oh, I am tired.
I could almost wish your father were going to stay in France the rest of his life so that we could keep you here. You must realize, Louise, what a change your being here has made in the house.
Things do seem to be going well, I admit.
And you must know what that change has meant to my peace of mind. That's why tonight I want to say thank you, dear Louise.
And I want to thank you, too, for persuading me that I was needed here. And I shall stay as long as I can be of use.
Well, knowing Rupert, that's apt to be always.
All the same, I'm going to be very rude to one of your guests tonight.
Well, how do you mean?
Senator Rondell should have put you on that commission, and I shall tell him so.
Oh, no, please don't.
Oh, but he couldn't help knowing what such an opportunity would have meant to you. And no one was more worthy of the honor.
No. No, I wasn't worthy of the honor.
Oh, what, George?
Or I wouldn't have been such a fool as to refuse the offer when it was made to me.
It was offered, and you refused it? Oh, how could you? Why, George?
Oh, it doesn't matter now. I'd rather not talk about it.
Hello, darling.
Hello. Where's Aunt Louise?
Aunt Louise is busy. Want a praline, darling?
Yeah.
Mademoiselle Louise give orders. He ain't to eat too much sweet stuff.
He'll eat what I want him to eat.
Oh, I'm so glad you stopped in to see Georgie.
Mama's gonna give me some candy.
Oh, please don't. It's not good for him.
Come and say your prayers here, darling. Come.
No, I always stand for Aunt Louise.
Very well. Say them for someone else. For all I care.
Darling, wait. Oh, Georgie. Go to your mother, dear. Kiss her and tell her.
You needn't be so kind. No one needs to make my own child kiss me.
Bless Mama. Bless Papa.
Bless Mama, bless Papa. And bless me, amen.
You shouldn't sit staring at me, not answering when people speak to you.
You're too busy to notice us.
Go away.
Where?
Anywhere far.
If you only knew how much I love you.
I know. I do know. That's a danger.
Danger? Does that mean there's a chance of your caring for me?
How do I know? How can I say? I beg you to go away.
I'd go if I thought you were happy, but you're not. I've seen that lately.
You have noticed that?
Of course. Hasn't your husband wondered why?
No. He hasn't. I've said what I have to say. Let's go back. Don't try to speak to me anymore tonight. Your face tells so much. Come.
Still awake, darling?
Yes.
Tired?
No.
You ought to be. Our friends didn't seem to realize the time. We certainly gave them a good dinner.
You mean Louise did?
Yes. What a comfort she is. Put out your lights and say goodnight.
Darling. Sit down. I'd like to talk a moment.
Talking's all very well for you. You can sleep in the morning.
No. I'll be up early, too.
You?
Mm-hmm.
But why?
To see to things.
But Louise sees to things.
No. I have to learn to see to them myself. Tomorrow I ask her for the keys. Papa's coming back soon and he'll take her home.
We won't let him have her. We need her. He doesn't.
But if I'll take charge of them...
No, don't you get ambitious. Leave well enough alone. Good night, darling.
Darling.
Oh, go to sleep now. It's late. Night, darling.
Oh, go down and hear what Papa has to say to you. Oh, I'm so glad for you, my dear, dear, good Louis. Where's George?
Well, in his room, probably.
What does Papa want? Now, don't stand there looking solemn. Go down, I tell you. It's here. Go.
Missy?
Yes?
Monsieur Valet been here, Missy.
What?
He going away tonight up to New York on the new riverboat as far as St. Louis. And I promised Cam word when he can tell you goodbye. Wait.
George.
Hello, darling. How are the races?
George, the most wonderful thing has happened.
Don't tell me you won.
No, but the Count de la Rochelle was in our box.
Oh, the great social lion was there in your box.
Don't tease. Do you know what he wants?
No.
He wants to marry Louise.
La Rochelle wants to marry Louise?
Yes. I knew it would be a match.
Well, what does she say?
What would she say? She's been in love with him for years.
I don't believe it.
Why?
Well, she hasn't acted as if she were in love with him. In fact, she's the only young woman in New Orleans who hasn't thrown herself at his head.
That's probably the reason he chose her. Come, let's go and give her our blessing. Now, come.
I shall miss her. We shall both miss her. Georgie, too.
I suppose you're sorry she's going to leave us.
Naturally, I'm a very selfish man.
You might think of her instead of yourself.
Yes, of course I should. Rochelle's a splendid fellow, and it's a splendid match. One must admit that.
There's someone at my door.
What do you think, Gilbert? Your sister refuses Monsieur de la Rochelle. Refuses him.
What?
She'll never have another opportunity like it as long as she lives. If you'll... Talk to her, my dear.
I? George. George is the only one she will listen to. Come, you talk to her.
But what can I say? She should know her own mind.
You can make her realize that every woman should have a home, a husband, and children of her own. Come. George wants to try to persuade you to change your mind, Louise.
For your own sake, dear Louise.
But I'm happy here. I'm very happy at last. I've told you that I feel of some use. No, I don't want to marry anyone.
But you're young. You mustn't make a martyr of yourself for others.
Someone seems very anxious to be rid of me.
Oh, don't joke, Louise. You know what you've meant to this family. And you know, of course, the advantages of such a marriage.
Perfectly.
Seems nothing left for me to say. Louise doesn't want to leave us.
Very well. You've said what you could. Please go now. I'll talk to her. But not here. Georgie has to go to sleep.
Coming?
Now, let us have the real reason why you refused this idea of marriage. Shall I tell you what that reason is, or do you want to tell me?
I suppose you think I lied to you about Monsieur de la Richelle that time.
Didn't you?
If I fancied myself in love with him then...
You're certain you did fancy yourself in love with him then?
Whether I was or was not. I'm quite certain that I don't love him well enough to marry him now.
I didn't love my husband when you decided I was to marry him.
That was different.
But love came afterwards, as you were sure it would. So why shall I not take your fate in my hands as you did mine? Don't you think you would love Monsieur de la Richelle in time as I love my husband?
No, Gilbert, no.
No!
I should not be happy. I know myself.
Not as well as I know you, my dear sister.
Gilbert!
You needn't use that tone. I'm not a child anymore. And I'm not afraid to tell you what I think of it.
But I'm afraid you're not yourself. You may say something you'll be sorry for.
You thief! Hush! I gave you these. I trusted you, and you have stolen everything in this house.
Gilbert, someone will hear you.
Let them. I don't care. Even the servants knew it before I did. You have taken my home, my husband, and now my child.
No, it's not true. It's not true.
And that's why you want neither home, nor husband, nor children of your own. You want mine.
Gilbert, you must listen.
Deny that you love him if you can.
Well, then, I loved him first, but he loved you. It was for his sake that I made your marriage. And only to save that marriage would I have come into this house.
That was a lie. We were happy when you came.
He wasn't. Ask him. Ask him what he said to me the day you sent him for me.
What?
He said your marriage would end in disaster unless I saved it. Because you were incapable of caring for your home or your child as a woman should.
I don't believe it. I don't
true.
believe it.
And more, he called you a toy wife.
A toy wife? So you came here to save this marriage?
And I have. If you'll let well enough alone.
You think so? You haven't very good eyes, my wise sister.
What do you mean?
You'll see. Wait. Darling. They say I'm not even a good mother for you. But you never know how much I love you. Sometimes
forgive me. And may the Blessed Mother watch and keep you.
That's him coming now, Missy. Get that other bag off, Brutus.
Straight to New York, boat. Drive fast.
Bonjour, madame.
Bonjour. Send your servants away. Go to the horses' heads. I had a letter dated May the 7th. They're in New York.
You have that address?
Yes. A French hotel, the Van Zandt, on 8th Street near Fifth Avenue.
Thank you. I'll leave tonight and bring her back.
No, no. Scandal we must bear, but not murder.
If you're afraid her husband might put a bullet through your son's heart, I don't blame you.
My son can defend himself, but I want to spare him the sorrow of killing a man who never wronged him.
Yes. Yes, that must be prevented. But how?
You must write your daughter that you never want to see her again. Which is what I shall write my son. Heaven forgive me. Then perhaps they'll stay away until Georges Sartoris realizes that he's well rid of a cheat.
Madame, I'd challenge any man who spoke that way of my daughter.
And if you had ears, you'd challenge the whole state,
How
monsieur.
dare you? I beg your pardon. I'm not well. This has been a great shock to me. I beg of you to excuse me.
Poor man. He feels this as much as I do. Go in and give him a glass of brandy. He looked ill.
Papa. 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 What? Oh, help. Help. Help somebody. Suzanne. Poppy. Help.
Madame Sartoris is expecting me.
How do you do?
Madame. Well, it's pleasant to see someone from home. I have papers for Madame to sign.
Won't you sit down, Brutus?
It's hardly worthwhile. In consideration for the sum agreed upon, you make over half of your father's estate, including the plantation, to your sister, Mademoiselle Louise.
I know. Where do I sign?
Where the cross is. On each copy, please. Tell me, do you ever see my mother, Madame Valère? Yes, monsieur. Does everything go well with her? Can monsieur ask? What do you mean? Madame thinks herself an excellent businesswoman, but I'm afraid her mind hasn't been on business these past 6 months. And here's the money. If Madame will give me a receipt.
I want you to take it back, monsieur.
What?
to give to Monsieur Sartorius. You can draw up some sort of paper, making it all out to George Charles Rondel Sartorius. My child.
Andre.
Frou-Frou. Frou-Frou's troubles began when she ran away with a fellow named Andre Valère.
Oh. And Andre Valère would still be a happy man if he'd never met Frou-Frou.
Well, he's not sorry, but she is. You've got Pick's cough.
If only a sore throat.
You'd better take care of it. Well, you know what's happened now?
No.
Confounded bank has sent back my drafts unpaid. I'm a dishonored gambler, madame.
What does that mean? I don't understand.
That's when I have to go back to New Orleans to find out.
New Orleans? We can't go back to New Orleans.
You're still afraid that George Sartorius will challenge me and I'll have to kill him.
No, Andre.
But I think you're wrong.
No, Andre, why must we go back to New Orleans?
I've told you. Besides, I want to see my mother.
Andre, I do so want to see my child.
Poor Frou-Frou.
Poor Andre.
Then we'll go.
Yes. Yes.
Why, George, my boy. And the young man. What a surprise. Something's happened.
Yes. Those two have come back.
So?
I've made my will and brought my son to you. I've explained to him that if I should leave him for a long time, he's to look to you as a father. You understand that, don't you, Georgie?
Yes, Papa.
Then give Senator Rondell your hand and promise to be a good son.
I promise.
Now come.
May I have the honor of being your second, George?
Let one of the younger men, Senator.
I prefer to sanction your conduct with my own services.
Then I accept.
I'll return to town with you at once.
There's one thing more. I'm putting into your hands a fortune which came to him on his grandfather's death from his mother. But spend every cent of it if necessary to prevent her ever seeing him again.
You know, Uncle Brutus, we're exactly halfway to the plantation.
My gracious, Master Andre. I know this bio was halfway, either way, long before you was born. I expect old Miss will just be sitting down to supper when we ride up.
Hello. Hello, boys. How's your father, Leon? Jacques looks taller even on a horse than when I saw him last.
Monsieur Valère.
What is it, Jacques?
Monsieur Sartorius is in the coach with Senator Rondell. They're going to town to find you.
How unfortunate. I'd hoped to see my mother today.
You can still turn back and miss them.
That's not my way, but thanks. You were looking for me, monsieur?
Yes. You'll be at my disposal?
Naturally.
With whom do you wish me to make arrangements?
Why not with me? And now?
No. For once, you must conduct yourself properly, Andre Valère.
For once, that's not necessary. It's up to you to say when.
I'll leave that to you.
Tomorrow, then, at dawn. And where?
The Oaks, of course.
And the weapons?
It is your privilege to name the weapons, monsieur.
Pistols. remember to stay quietly in the carriage no matter what happens.
Yes.
Promise?
Mm-hmm. How strange
What is, Davis?
that who have never thought of myself as wicked, have done so much harm.
It's not your fault if a fool loved you.
Oh, everybody has loved me always, too much. I should be the one to die, not George or you.
No.
That's all I am. That's all I've ever been. A pretty sound. Like a foolish melody. And for that, two men who have been friends all their lives are going out, each to kill the other? No, you shouldn't do it. I'm not worth it.
Don't say that. I loved you. And I wronged my friend because I loved you. He's calling me to account, that's all. We're ready.
Pistols. You didn't choose swords then?
No. Why should a good swordsman condescend to draw against a poor one?
That is not the reason.
No. I've given him a chance because you love him.
Walking in this grass is like walking in water, missy. You ought to stay inside.
Hush.
Gratitude for the benefits, spiritual and temporal, which have been conferred upon us, and especially for the blessings bestowed upon us this day. Grant us the light to discover the faults into which we have fallen, and guide us in the path of truth. Amen.
Andre has come home, madame.
Your master has come home. Bring him in.
Louisiana has a new boarder from the opera. I only hope he doesn't disturb your mistress too often.
I hope he don't.
Ah, you'll be glad to hear I've been reciting to your mistress while you were out.
That's mighty friendly of you, monsieur. I hope she ain't no worse.
Good evening, Pig. Your little lady seems better this evening. I just been in.
I hope she didn't say nothing about the money we owes you.
You should know. I never even think of it.
Well, we thinks about it. We've been here going on 7 weeks now. And Sister Fuss, too, ain't paid nothing.
Oh, don't let that trouble poor Madame George. I often had guests who's had reverses.
I'm mighty glad this ain't the North, mademoiselle.
No, from all I hear, the North's a bad place for the pneumonia.
Yassa. Lordy, Missy, what for you up?
We're going out.
That's plumb foolish, Missy. We ain't got no cabs to take us nowhere.
Doesn't matter, we'll walk. Look, those theater people brought me a newspaper. Look. Read this to me, please.
You knows I can't read, Missy.
Well, then listen. Thanks to Sir Michael, the Archangel, for favors granted me. Thanks to Saint Teresa for safe return of my dog. Oh, here it is. Listen to this one. Many, many thanks to Saint Catherine for every favor granted. We'll burn a candle to her tonight again.
But we ain't got no money to buy no candles with, Missy.
Doesn't matter. She doesn't care if we burn candles or not. I leave my garnets with my prayer for the poor. Come, give me my bonnet.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Saint Catherine. Dear Saint Catherine. Forgive me my sins. And let me live a long time. And give me back the love of my husband. And my child. And Louise. Grant me that miracle. I beg and pray.
Let's sit alone.
Fru. Darling.
Come in.
Master, we got a visitor.
Louise.
George, a miracle has happened.
Louise, did it take a miracle to bring you back to us?
Yes, it did. Oh, I found his mother tonight. Oh, Frou-Frou, so ill, so...
No one mentioned your sister's name in this house, Louise.
But she's been desperately ill, George. She wants to see you.
That means nothing to me.
Then I can say no more. But at least, as an act of mercy, let me take Georgie to her.
No.
Oh, but I'll bring him back tonight. In an hour. In less.
No.
But she's his mother, George.
Such a mother has no rights.
A child has rights.
The law's on my side, Louise. We shall never meet again.
Then you can't be the George Sartoris I've always known. The kind boy. The patient man.
Louise, I told you once I was afraid our marriage would end in disaster. Only because she was selfish and shallow and foolish. And because I hated myself for giving in to her always. If I felt that then, what do you suppose I feel now? I'm ashamed. Ashamed of the things she's made of our marriage. Of the things she's made of herself. tell you she's out of my life forever.
Poor Frou-Frou. How much she has to forgive us.
To forgive us?
Yes. Once you called her a toy wife. Well, wasn't a pretty toy wife what you wanted? You say she was selfish, shallow, foolish. But I know a woman who loved you, who was neither selfish nor shallow, not often foolish, who had all the proper, sensible virtues that men associate with womanhood. But was that what you wanted? No. No, you never even looked at her except as a friend, as someone to persuade the toy girl to have you for a husband. Yes, I was that woman. You're surprised? No wonder. You never even saw me for her.
We've both known for a long time that you were the woman I should have married.
But Frou-Frou saved me from that. Thank heaven. Now that I've seen the cruelty towards one you've wronged in your heart as much as she's wronged you, I give thanks on my knees I'm not the wife of such a man.
Louise.
Do you think I could have told you that I ever loved you if you hadn't killed that love at last? Forever. Goodbye, Georges. Goodbye, Georgie.
Wait. Take him to his mother.
Hello.
Georgie.
Boo.
Your mommy's too tired to play, darling. Just kiss her.
We play tomorrow. Where's George?
I don't know. He wasn't home.
I guess there ain't no use in y'all waiting around no more tonight.
If there's anything we can do, you know to call us.
Yes.
He didn't want to see me. I know.
Don't cry, Mommy.
Frou-Frou.
George. George. You did come.
Yes. To take you home.
Home. Home. Oh, nothing's been changed.
No, of course not.
Oh, how happy I am. Lay down here, Mrs. till I get your bed fixed. No. No, I want to look at everything and touch everything. How good it is to be home. What What a beautiful room. What a friendly room. Thank you, St. Catherine. Oh, no. Now I must go and see if my dresses are all where I left them.
Yes, of course they are, but you must rest now. There'll be plenty of time for that later.
I want to see them now.
Pick the doctor. Ask him to come up.
What a pity. Even St. Catherine can't make me well. I'd be so good, I'd surprise you all.
Oh, you'll get well, darling.
Yes, of course. The danger's all past.
Yes, the danger's all past. For who will never hurt anyone again.
Oh, my darling, my own dearest, don't say that.
George, I'll tell you a secret. Louise loves you. And she will. It's so easy to love a man if he wants you to. And so nice. George.
Yes, child.
I want to be buried in the dress Papa brought from Paris with the pink rosebuds. Georgie. Where's Georgie? Take Mommy's hand. Hold it. Tight.
It's in. Frou-frou. Frou-frou. Frou-frou.